This line is ridiculous.
And in the end,
hello YouTube, welcome back. We're back for another video, and today's video is a wild one. It's a new creator I haven't watched before. It's Kickstarter's Worst Products by Papa Meat, and my first opinion already is I freaking love his microphone. Like, what? The pink, the yellow, it looks so good. And also his background, I love it. I love it. His aesthetic, yes, please, thank you. But let's find out what Kickstarter's worst products are.
how you doing? Keeping it settled down because today we're going to be talking about Kickstarter. Crowdfunding websites have been prevalent for years now. Many nonprofits, startups, and even lone individuals have turned to them for help making their creative dreams a reality. Hell, I know I did. 6 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
I did a Kickstarter, made a show. Not sure if anyone remembers it, but it was a show nonetheless. And we did it, and we hit the goals, and I found out that that was not that's not a normal thing. A lot of Kickstarters don't usually go that way, which luckily I didn't ask for. I feel like a whole hell of I should have asked for way more, which also, hindsight, making an animated show is way more expensive than what I asked for. I digress. Now, just about anyone can have an idea and see it realized without having to have an abundance of capital or influence. So as long as you fit your campaign into Kickstarter's guidelines, you're good to go. There was a period of time too, back in like the early 2010s maybe, there was like an overabundance of people doing it as like a get rich quick scheme. I feel like now it's become a legitimate way of, I see, God, dude, self-published books, unbelievable.
Wow.
Board games, holy.
It's been a hot minute since I've been on Kickstarter, to be honest. I did back like 2 or 3 campaigns on Kickstarters over the years. One of them was wrapping paper that had seeds in it. So once people use the wrapping paper, they could then plant the wrapping paper. That was really cool. I don't think that ever got funded, sadly.
Hell, comics and books and that kind of stuff, oh my God. Kickstarter is like the best. Whether it's a piece of luggage, a new piece of technology, or a video game, many people have built entire franchises that have started out on a Kickstarter page. Indie games like Shovel Knight raised over $300,000 in 2019, creating a hit game that has now evolved into an
No, Shovel Knight started on a Kickstarter.
entire series, which if you think about it, $300,000, you know, I think for a lot of people, I mean, it is a lot of money, but goddamn, I mean, so many games, it's like 20 million, you know? I mean, I got 300K and be able to make that is pretty impressive. Even just this year, games like Gundos are soaring over their Kickstarter goals, showing just how much people are willing to open their wallets to a project that they believe in. Not all projects go smoothly, however. You may have heard of infamous campaigns like the Coolest Cooler, which raised a staggering $13 million, only to fully shut down years later after a litany of poor management decisions, and that's kind of what you get into.
Ooh, not everybody should be a businessman.
Also, too, that's kind of a double-edged sword sometimes. You reach a goal, and if it goes way over, you're like, I have no idea how to scale this, and then you become an entrepreneur versus a guy who's like, it was a pretty cool cooler. Put a speaker in the cooler, it's pretty sweet. With people's generosity being the focal point, you probably aren't surprised that there are all sorts of stories in which people take advantage of it. So today we're gonna look at the wild world of Kickstarter, from product failures to full-on scams, and even we have to throw in a couple of mental breakdowns. For the very few Kickstarters that are actually practical, there are thousands of ridiculous projects that either fix a niche problem or do like nothing. They don't do a single thing. The Licky Brush, for example,
Licky brush?
it's a piece of rubber shaped like a tongue that you put in your mouth so you can lick your own cat. Which I don't know, like, why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to do that?
It's a novelty product.
Yeah, but what's the novelty? Like, the issue is not grooming your cat, but it's the idea of like, even if it's protected by mouth, do I want to lick my cat? It's for people that are like is it role play stuff?
It's like, I want to show my cat how it feels when he licks me. So you put the thing in your tongue and you pretend to lick him. It's cute. You guys bond over it.
No, it's not cute.
The project received over 2,000 backers
I feel like this is a weird kink thing.
and raised $52,000, and it even appeared on Shark Tank.
No. Normally I'm like, cringe is freedom. Freedom is cringe. This is the wrong cringe.
What they say on that? What did Mark Cuban say about that? If that motherfucker not get out of that deal, I want to know what happened.
But 300K, that's too much, and for those reasons, I'm out.
There's also Jellowware, which are disposable cups you are supposed to eat instead of throwing away, and the creators came up with this idea after entering a Jello mold competition. In total,
But for that, it's like, are you selling the molds or are you selling the Jello pre? Because like, it seems like it makes more sense for you to just sell the molds. But then also, how is the Jello not sticky.
Jellaware had 229 backers and raised over $10,000. I feel like
Also, apparently they're vegan, so they didn't even have gelatin in them. So what were they using?
Jellaware in like a bowl of mac and cheese doesn't make sense to me. You know, if it's supposed to be like a bowl, I mean, I guess with a drink, but even then it's like,
Does it get
Jellaware.
sticky?
Yeah, it would get sticky. How would it not? You're holding it, you know?
This message is sponsored by Raycon. Spring is here, which means it's time to refresh your routine and spend more time outside. Whether you're on your daily walk, running errands, or just soaking in the sun, baby. These are open earbuds that let you stay connected to your surroundings while enjoying your
My problem with most earbuds like this is my ears are tiny. Like, I mean, microscopic. Like, do I even have holes in my ears?
Thank you so much to Raycon for sponsoring this video, and hey, let's get back to the video.
Then there's also Fish on Wheels, and it's a fish tank on a low-powered RC car
Why do we want fish on wheels?
controlled by the fish inside, because you know they have sentience to do that. The fish tank had a camera that looked down and
Goldfish are actually surprisingly smarter than you think they are, that you can teach them stuff. But, like, who would have the space for this?
inside the tank so to pinpoint the fish's position and control the vehicle. The developers initially wanted $70,000 and only raised about $6,000 before the project ultimately failed. This was probably because the tank couldn't be filled too high, otherwise the frequent jerky movements caused by the fish panicking inside would spill water all over your floor. I like
Why wouldn't you make a lid or something?
how it's like it would spill water all over your floor. That's the biggest people's concern. It isn't that the fish inside's being jerked around and probably gonna fucking die as well.
I saw a video
I think fish can get shaken baby syndrome.
of something similar, but they put a snake and gave it legs. It's like in a tube and it could walk around.
I feel like you would hate that. That goes against everything that it knows, right? Why would you need that? Another failed project is Paul, the sexiest smartphone charger on the planet.
Why? Oh, why would you want that?
Which is just a foam bust of a man's body with the phone charger at his penis and a wall charger coming out of his asshole.
Why?
The creator was seeking $8,000 in funding, but received only a little over $2,000 with a total of 12 supporters, which I will say is still a lot. I like how it's just like, we're gonna give you half a mannequin, and you can like, I guess you could fuck this if you want, or you can like finger his asshole. And some people are like, all right, fine, dude. I mean, $2,000 isn't nothing to sneeze at, right? I don't know. There's also the thinking egg, which had 4 versions, each raising well over $200,000. So we could say almost about $1 million in total. It's
What?
literally just a wooden or like metal egg that you're meant to fidget with while you're working
But it's such a tiny egg. I feel like there's so many better fidget toys.
at home. It's literally just like a stress. It's not even a stress ball. It's just, you're supposed to just like,
Oh, it's like those orbs.
yeah, but they don't look as cool. Those orbs where you're like, functionally, there is no difference between the versions except the material they're made of. And on their official website, they charge $17 per
$17 for a tiny little baby micro egg that somebody will swallow accidentally?
egg. You can just go to the store. You can go to the store, play around with a regular egg, and then you get to eat it. That's like, just to be honest. I mean, like, if you're talking practicality and stuff, and you're like, well, I mean, like,
He's not
convenience of it,
wrong.
I'm like, you can just get a carton of eggs. How often would you play with the egg? And at that point, too, you know, dude, I'd get like, you get anything. You can get an orange, you peel it and eat it. Like, oh, my fat ass is just like, can you even eat the egg? I can't eat the egg. Get a chocolate egg. Eat the chocolate egg. Yeah, a little Kinder egg with the cream in it. I
Exactly.
never liked the Kinder eggs, I'm being honest. Yeah, the cream is not, like, burns my mouth. But it
The cream burns your mouth,
doesn't
huh?
burn my mouth, but it like, I don't know. It's like, so it
You may be allergic to cream?
makes me so thirsty. You know what else the ones I didn't like was the chocolate oranges. You like the peels? I never tasted that good, did it? Was this just, are we just talking? Creators can get inspiration from literally anywhere. Like the creators of the Grilled Cheeses Grilled Cheese Press,
Grilled cheeses. The name, though, cheeses. I love it.
who came up with their idea after watching an episode of their favorite show, Glee, titled Grilled Cheeses, which clearly many thought the concept was amazing because the Kickstarter was able to reach its $25,000 funding goal.
People really want Jesus on their grilled cheese. Apparently, they want to eat them.
This is something my grandma would like, I feel like.
Yeah, eat your grilled cheese. Well, now you
I'm
can
like-
trick old people. Mom, look.
I think that, yeah, so that's the thing. Is people probably got it as a practical joke, trick their grandmother and be like, oh, I love you, baby, like, good. They probably wouldn't even eat it. There have been thousands of ridiculous products on Kickstarter, but many don't compare to the No Phone. Nearly 1,000 people paid a total of $18,000 for a 3D printed rectangle to combat cell phone addiction. They created a pretend phone to act as a surrogate to any smart mobile device. You can clutch your comfort without having to actually use it, which is just sound.
That sounds really crazy. Like, how addicted to you the phone that you physically just want to hold something?
Sounds so pathetic, doesn't it?
Apparently,
My emotional support brick phone.
there's a study that shows that 3 days without your cell phone has similar effects to cocaine withdrawal.
I mean, I like my phone because my friends are on my phone.
I believe it too. You know what? Maybe I'm knocking the rectangle too quick. I mean, like it's like a thing of non-alcoholic beer, so you can still have the simulation or like the I don't know, the normality of drinking when you're trying to get sober. One upgrade consists of a stick-on mirror so you can take selfies. Though it was fully supported, many of the comments were disappointed.
Still have not received my no phone. Are delays mailing to Canada or something? Ordered 2 no phones without selfie upgrade. Got 1 no phone with 2 selfie upgrades. Oh well, an adhesive plastic mirror probably works out to be more practical Christmas present.
Saying they either never received.
I got the no phone. It's extremely bad quality. It doesn't even have any weight. Oh, that doesn't feel good. It should feel at least like a phone. Feels nothing like a phone. Extremely disappointed. Even if this is a paperweight gag gift, for the price we paid, it should be better.
The product.
No phone works as advertised, but the selfie upgrade is so badly scratched as to be almost unusable. Quite disappointed.
Or their mirror came scratched. Oh, come on. Are you fucking kidding me? My mirror. In 2014, the Air umbrella was advertised as a compact and lightweight alternative to the traditional umbrella. Instead of deploying a fabric material to protect you from the rain,
I don't know if the science is backing this concept.
it would instead blast a circular stream of air that would keep you dry without taking as much space. Does that mean it's just like...
It doesn't sound like science would back this.
above you?
Yeah, so like the rain comes with like...
At that point too, I mean, like, is an umbrella that invasive?
Also, how loud is that?
I mean, to make it an actual dome, it would have to be insane. It would be insanely loud, right? The design wasn't without flaws, however. No. With the battery life only be between 15 to 30 minutes. But one could assume that the water being pushed away from you would just be fired onto everything in the person's vicinity, aka the people all around you, or I mean, everything's getting wet beside you. And as it turns out, these initial problems were far too difficult to rectify.
Refunds and very sorry.
Of it doing harm to customers led to them being unable to release the product. They would issue an apology and attempt to refund their supporters, but delays in doing so would cause a tidal wave of furious backers, labeling them as scammers. I mean, we'll try to get there. I'm not doing it.
They are assuming people will just forget. It's been 10 years.
I mean, come on. Yeah. 100 grand. I mean, there's got to be some crazy backers in there.
With all of these, there's like, like $10,000 reward tier.
There is some people with just too much money backing these projects.
I have a feeling it was like in a metal tube. Like the things that lodge into your neck. Some Kickstarters can feel downright pointless. For example, a Kickstarter campaign titled "We Demand Peace in the World Now" details the development of a smartphone app that will bring everyone together. Basically, people would download the free app to show that they demand peace in the world. And according to them, the app would feature their song "We Demand Peace in the World Now" and a video of Peace Flash Mob, which honestly I think could do nothing but spread more hate, more vitriol. If I saw that video, I'd be like, I think the world's in a pretty fucking good place. If this is what peace in the world, I don't want that. If that's what peace in the world is, no thank you. Their goal is to have people around the world memorize this dance as well as the lyrics to the song so they can start organizing their own flash mobs to spread the idea of peace. Their ultimate goal was to convince people to all do this song and dance one Saturday a month for at least a year in cities all across the world. This way, they could tell their government that they will not tolerate any of the wars, and the fighting and killing must stop now! Despite their best efforts, only 18 people backed
18 people?
the project. Out of the $30,000 they wanted for this app, only about $2,300 was raised. Which also begs the question as well, Nick. Instead of it being an app, couldn't this just be a YouTube video that you hope goes viral? We can't make money on it that way.
Exactly. How am I going to make the ad money from the app?
Make the ad money on the app, and then also, is it really a movement if people don't have it downloaded on their phone? That kind of stuff. I mean, think about how bad flash mobs already were. I mean, who wanted that? Whoever saw a video and they're like, okay. People don't realize this, but we're about ready to transform this busy square into a dance party.
Well, it's because of High School Musical, I bet. Like
What?
they saw High School Musical was so popular, so it's just like, let's just bust out in song and dance.
It was very popular. I never got the hype. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. Were you a High School Musical fan?
In the middle. When you're in high school, did you guys film a flash mob for your senior?
We didn't do a flash mob, but it was one of those fucking videos that was like, it's like a person starting in a room and it's like a camera following them and they're singing the song
Those were really popular.
onto it. And they go to every room and people are like singing the song and like dancing and stuff. It's so fucking cringe. But everyone did it. I don't know what the fuck it was. I guess that's kind of a flash mob.
Oh yeah, I thought that's what a flash mob was, but
Flash mob is like you're having a cup of coffee in like at a town square, and all of a sudden all the business people walk around, stop, and they just start dancing. Like that's a flash mob. It's a mob of people doing that. To me, a flash mob is like you kind of spring it on random people that don't know what the fuck's going on. All I know is in my school they did that Bon Jovi song, the "It's My Life and It's Now or Never."
Never. I'm not gonna live forever.
I think we did Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine.
How's that one go?
The dog days are something like that.
Of course.
Yes, that song.
The dog days, dog. In 2013, Doug Evans created an exciting product called Juicero that
Oh my god, do you guys remember the fad of the juice fad? Oh my goodness. It all happened with like that guy who lost a bunch of weight on juice and everybody was like, oh my god, juice is the future.
grew in a total of $120 million investments
Whoa.
for Juicero. All right. Their main product, the Juicero Press, was essentially a fancy juicing machine. The catch is that the machine was only designed to work with Juicero's own brand.
Ew, this is a scam. This is like those freaking pod coffee things. I can't remember what they're called, but the coffee pod stuff where you have to buy the pod branded pods to go into your coffee, a Nespresso or something like that it's called. Scam!
And product packs, which were fairly expensive for what they contained. Customers would pay for a subscription fee of $35 a week to regularly obtain these produce packs. $35 a week? The machine itself was overly complicated, requiring a Wi-Fi connection at all times.
A Wi-Fi connection at all times.
To operate it, and each packet contained a QR code which needed to be scanned by the machine and confirm that it was both an official Juicero brand packet that wasn't expired. Which also, what kind of fucking Apple bullshit is that? You have to have Juicero packs. You can't throw a goddamn orange in the thing and it'll work. Also, is this like a juicer for spacemen?
Not just that, it looks like the packs are pre-juiced. So, what?
A pack of goods?
Their whole thing was like, it's freshly squeezed, but it's in a bag. And all the machine does is just squeeze the bag.
So it's already a bag of juice.
That's what I'm saying!
Just take the bag.
Can you just, yeah, I was like, can you just... Go, Juicero, go! Just good shit. My orange juice! At launch, the product cost a whopping $700. While the product was doing all right during its initial launch, they were still losing money due to the high cost of producing it. What is this machine made
Why? It's
out of, dude? It's made of gold. All the wiring is gold. Things took a turn for the worst, however. No. When Bloomberg exposed them by revealing that the juicer itself was not necessary to consume the drink. Who thought that you needed the... I mean, it's a bag.
I mean, we could have assumed that maybe it was pulp, right? Like maybe it was a bunch of chopped up, like fruits and veg, and then it was juiced, but obviously not. Come on.
You have juice. Cut a hole in it and put a straw in the bag. You got juice on the go. The company shut down entirely by September of 2017 and was mocked every step of the way.
As it should be.
That has to be the worst product I've heard so far. There's got to be worse, but I'm just saying. In terms of like non-harmful, stupid waste of technology, that's got to be it. Some Kickstarter creators simply aren't equipped to handle the pushback that a poorly run campaign brings from their backers, like the creator of Pictures for Sad Children. John Campbell produced a webcomic of the same name in 2007, which focuses on dark and absurdist humor that
This is your captain speaking. We're going down. Sorry, if you want to see this happening from the cockpit down here, this makes whoever has to analyze the crash feel strange. We're gonna Gonna be corpses. Might as well be ridiculous looking corpses. I don't get it.
people really seem to connect with. The success prompted a Kickstarter campaign in 2012 that would raise money to produce physical copies of the comic. The $8,000 goal was exceeded, hitting over $50,000. Instead of this ending as yet another Kickstarter success story from a young artist, future updates to the campaign took a strange turn. John
Yeah, no shit. Life is expensive. It's sad for everybody. You're not the only one suffering, brah.
will post a lengthy post about their withering emotional state, treating the update tab on the campaign as more of a venting space. It turns out that the pressure was too much, and John would express their anger by posting a video update titled, "It's Over." In it, the text reads 127 emails about this book. The video then shows 127 books being burned in a bonfire over ominous music.
It's just a book, brah. Like, you make the comics and then you just get it printed and published. I feel like this is a moot point. I feel like this would have been easy to do. I think it's easier than ever to get a book published. You just have to pay for the prints. You could do pre-order situations, right?
John reveals that the last 25% of the books will not be shipped and refunds will not be processed before threatening to burn one book for every future message received about it. Along with the video came a novel-sized post that went from long personal stories to criticisms of capitalism. One quote,
I mean, hey, I am very against capitalism, so I do agree, but that's not how you handle situations.
reads, "If you would like a refund, please contact a fan of my work directly for your money. This is where the money would come from anyway. I am cutting out the middleman." For the most part, John erased all social media as well as the original webcomic archives. People still speculate about what had happened in the first place, with many assuming it was related to intense drug use or simply untreated mental health problems. Which,
I mean,
here's the
that's
thing.
possible.
If this was like, which I don't know if this is the case, if this was a Tumblr artist, does it not make sense that your update page would read the same? Granted, I think if you have something where somebody's paid for it, you gotta fulfill the obligation.
Yes, if you say, hey, you back this, I'll give you insert random cool thing. You have to do insert random cool thing. That is exchange. You could ask money with less of like a thing, right? Like you could be like, okay, a book is going to be, $300. You know what I mean? He created his Kickstarter. He can do whatever he wanted with it.
Even if you are super late, I think that as long as you're like, I'm getting to it, this was way more than I expected, I'm having a hard time with it. I think if you're transparent, honest, people will be mad, but I think it's like, I'm trying my best to do it, and you're trying to be honest with it. Going on a hate campaign and burning books because you're like, I don't know, upset with other people, no bueno. There's a lot of times I've seen, like I have a bunch of comic book buddies, like my buddy Jim Mafood. He just did an amazing, like Batman parody. It was just like a savage
so
Batman
cool.
book. Put it up here. It was really good. He had a successful campaign and stuff. But he asked other Kickstarter people being like, what's the best way to go about this? Other comic book people. I mean, like I would just reach out to other people that have done that campaign. Also, you're human, dude. Mistakes happen. Once again, shout out Jim Mafood and also Jake. Put up both of them. Two awesome comic book artists and also my buddy Baltimore. I have too many comic book friends.
I mean, how many, can you really have too many comic book friends? I mean, we love art.
I've known these people for a while, and I love all of them. Baltimore, there's his art. It's very good. His comics are very good. Jake, he does a lot of my storyboard art, but also he's an amazing comic book artist. And Jim, there you go. Watch out for their Kickstarters. Maybe they have one. I feel like a lot of the Kickstarters, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Outdoors for Everyone project was a failed Kickstarter created by David Mills. His goal was to allow old, disabled, or underprivileged people to enjoy beautiful nature settings they could never visit. Not by taking them there, but by creating gigantic, high-quality prints they could look at, which...
That's some kind of morbid, sad, weird future. Just look at nature.
Sounds pretty silly, but I can see that being like a noble cause. You'll never go there. I mean, you look at that. It's pretty, right? You'll never be there, but this is kind of like it.
It's like I'm there, Chad. It's like I'm there.
These photos, which they refer to as big,
Hey, that's Canada drive-through.
some photos, would be displayed as an hour-long slideshow presentation. Oh, how insulting is that? When it was made clear that the crew would have to travel to all of these nature spots and national parks themselves to take the photos, people started to claim that this was all an elaborate play for them to fund a nationwide vacation, which does sound more likely.
I mean, that's one way to get a vacation paid for.
Say this. There are things called translights, and there are like backdrops to shows. These, just to print, I don't know, like a 20-foot wide one, they could cost like 30 grand. So then if you want, and that's a high quality print that's like you know, I would say it's like, it's not paper, it's actual fabric that's gonna last, you know, it looks good from a distance, all that kind of stuff, right? That you'll see in a show. $185,000 does sound like it's just like, this is for me and my boys to go take the photos for like a year. We can all take off our jobs for a year, we can get paid, we're not losing any revenue, right? Because if you're doing that and you're selling it to a person, what person's gonna wanna pay like 30 grand for which is a giant photo? If you're trying to emulate it being like, oh, I'm looking out into a thing, yeah. Not just a frame picture.
That'd be more of like a virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, get virtual reality into hospitals for people who can't travel.
Just like get a VR headset.
Which even then, it's like, yeah, just put on a fucking Apple headset or whatever and just be like, holy shit. The project would only receive $1,453.
6 supporters.
And Kickstarter soon suspended the projects, so backers would not be charged. People saw through that so clearly. I do like the angle though of people, you know 100% him and his boys were like, well, people are gonna know that we're just like going around. It's like a vacation. Not if we tell them it's for disabled people. Not if we tell them it's for old and sick people. Among the many project genres Kickstarter offers, games are probably among the most.
Yeah, so many games. Double Fine. I did back the Kickstarter. I think it wasn't on Kickstarter. It was on a different website similar to Kickstarter, but it was for Psychonauts 2. And I did back that because I wanted to support it. I didn't back it with a lot, but I backed it with what I could, which got me a free copy of Psychonauts 1.
If not the most popular on the entire platform. In 2017, a new MMO project called Ash of Creation was launched, and over the last decade, it has raised over $3 million while in development. However, at the beginning of the year, the creative director and co-founder, Stephen Sheriff, stepped down from his position due to the ethical conflicts with the board of directors. This led most of the staff to leave, and the entire project was scrapped, including the Steam page, which had already been selling an early access version. Since
oh no.
thousands of people had already purchased early access to the game, Steam had begun issuing refunds to anyone who bought it. For those who were still in the company, the board laid off the remaining staff and closed the studio. Many former employees later said they never received the final paycheck and sued for unpaid wages.
This was like a big one. Because my buddies actually paid full price for it, and then it was only up for a month.
No shit, Ashes of Creation?
I think they're doing one last like pump and dump. Basically, they're like, let's release this in early access, get as many people to buy,
And then just bail.
and then bail. And then Steam actually locked their funds, so they could not pull them out.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yes,
There's so many different
Steam.
kinds of these games where I feel like it's released for a day. Well, are you talking about the one that was like released for a day and they just shut it down entirely? I forgot what its name is. I'm not good with video game names,
Concord.
but I feel like there's a ton of them that do this kind of shit. Also, I want to say $3 million over the course of 10 years. It's not a lot. They had to have probably some other kind of backing that they didn't tell people about.
They had private investors come in.
So that's probably why they also dumped it, because those private investors probably came in there like, we're gonna fucking kill you unless you give us money. Mythic, the Story of Gods, was announced in early April of 2012 as a mythology-based RPG. The company behind the game boasted that it had ex-Blizzard employees and even Disney and Pixar employees working on animations. It didn't take long for the game to gain traction and raise close to $5,000 toward its $80,000 goal. However, some people felt something was off.
Oh.
Yeah. A video game, first off, $5,000 is, I mean, is that gaining traction? I guess. But then also $80,000 to make an MMORPG.
Yeah, that seems really, really low.
Definitely
Word?
scam. That is, or a
No.
It's like a little kid, like he made the Kickstarter.
After doing a little digging, people found that the entire campaign was a mix of other games, projects, and businesses. For starters, the art of the game was stolen from other games, and the pictures of the company's office were real photos taken from random design companies. Furthermore, all of the reward tiers on the Kickstarter page were just copied from other projects. It didn't take long for news outlets to pick up the story and spread the word about the scam. Not even a month after it was announced, the Kickstarter was canceled, and the scammers disappeared. Thankfully, no backers ever lost any money since the project didn't reach its goal, so that's good. Molly Frederick had begun to create a high sci-fi board game called Catalia. Catalia.
I don't know how to say it either. Your guess is good as mine.
Catalica. I like that.
Catalica, which focused on, quote, the experience of living as a member.
Catalica. I think it's that. Catalia.
member of the stellar consciousness of the galaxy. Like some Evangelion ending, like end of series shit. According to her, it's a
Not the Evangelion ending.
cross between Risk and Magic the Gathering. Now you're speaking my language. A decent-sized audience of interested people easily hit the goal of $7,500, which allowed Molly to regularly post updates and stay ahead of schedule. When the product was ready to be shipped out, delays started to frustrate people who would go on to critique her in the comments of the campaign. Things all changed one day when Molly started posting weird updates to explain why things were being delayed.
The spirit side of this has been calming a lot in the last month or two. We've been working through some of the more complex detail behind the spiritual plasma attacks that have been trying to destroy me since 2008. What?
Apparently, it no longer had to do with just printing issues, because she was now being harassed by celestial mass claiming what? She was now being harassed by a celestial mass claiming to be the sun. I mean, do you just see that Kickstarter post and you're like, awesome? Like when it comes to this, like I'm actually, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I'm paraphrasing this because what I want to say is I would see that and be like, no way, mental breakdown, sick. Even though I know it's wrong, but I'm just saying, if you saw that update, you're like, oh, cool update. Not only was she being harassed by the sun all day, it was urging her not to release the board game for fear that it would reveal too many cosmic secrets. She also claimed that the US Navy was watching her because her board game referenced experimental plasma technology. A little bit of gang stalking in there too. I love that. I love that cosmic horror with just a
dash of the US military.
Dash of gang stalking. Many of the people in the comments were
relax, ignore the sun, take your time. We can wait. Be yourself. Enjoy. Don't stress over the wonders of creation. Peace.
being supportive. What? I'm sorry the sun is watching you and the Navy is also on your back. Keep your secret, sister. One man in particular, however, pretended to be the sun and started urging her to buy.
Hey, Molly, it's me, the sun. Get like 20 cans of gasoline and set the nearby school on fire. Shit's gonna be lit, literally.
30 gallons of gasoline and light a nearby school on fire. Jesus Christ! God.
My goodness.
See, now that's a problem. When you know you're openly talking to a mentally unwell person, yeah, get 30 gallons of gasoline and fucking set a school on fire. Yeah, I tap 2 islands, I'm gonna play Counterspell. Updates would continue all the way up until 2023.
It was annoying white person who figured out that the evil black racist people were dominating UV's chlorophyll narrative. What? This line is ridiculous.
And in the end, only a small number of people would actually ever receive the game.
And since we know no white or Asian people have ever turned into black people naturally, this planet only has one race of females on its pink opposite of planet throne.
Making it some sort of collector's item. Everyone else was left behind, despite putting in money and followed the project for years. Which I gotta say, it has to be some kind of like religious tome now.
I was gonna say, she actually released something.
It's insane that the person who was talking to a celestial mass pretending to be the sun and being gang stalked by the US Navy actually fulfilled more products than 99% of the Kickstarters that like scam people. I meant that there was some good intention down there.
Good on you, Molly. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like she's having a mental...
A casual little mental bee.
Yes, I mean, she was having a bit of some mental oopsie daisy, basically, yeah.
Or do you think she was just faking it to get out?
No. I think that if you... No. I think...
You can't fake that kind of level of crazy.
That she was probably going through some shit. With the intention still of being like, I want to release this thing, but like physically and mentally, I cannot. Most Kickstarter projects rely on advertising and backer interest to succeed, but some people skip making a product entirely and just use the platform to beg for money. Many attribute the rise of beggars.
I'm making potato salad. 6,911 backers pledged $55,000 to help bring this project to life.
On Kickstarter to a 2014 project in which a man simply asked for $10 to make a potato salad. The Kickstarter would go viral and receive over $55,000 in donations and spawn countless other projects similar to it that were just asking for money. Seeing the success from all the potato salad clones, lots of young children and teens started getting on Kickstarter and asking for anywhere from $800 to $2,000 for a gaming set.
But that's what GoFundMe is for, isn't it?
Setup. And most of the time, the reason they needed such expensive rigs is they wanted to start a gaming YouTube channel or to start streaming, which if I saw that, I'd do. Nope. I'd rather have a just kid be like, I just really want a good system so I can play a game
Yeah, just be honest.
in the highest quality. I would be more swayed by that. Listen, guys, crowdfunding sites are a wonderful thing. After all, there are all sorts of creative people who with brilliant ideas that simply don't have the money to make them a reality, or they don't have the means of getting self-started. They're not business minded enough to take this thing.
It's hard to find backers and support when you're starting out and you don't know who to contact, who wants to invest in you. Why do you think Shark Tank is so popular?
To the next level. So sometimes Kickstarter can just be like, hey, this is my sick idea. Do you like it? Pretty cool. Because Kickstarter can be a little risky as far as getting refunded from an unfulfilled project, the many scam campaigns on the site may make you extra hesitant to open your wallet. But if it's a project you really believe in, maybe throw a few bucks into something if you think it's worth it. Because hey, sometimes the good shit will never be seen, right? You gotta kind of dig for the good shit.
Sometimes you gotta dig.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching my reaction of this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and comment your most craziest Kickstarter backstory that you heard. If it's one of these, please share it with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.